Welcome to this webinar on academic writing. We're going to look at knowing some important parts of writing as university students because you'll be writing a lot of university assignments, and it's always good to know the parts of your written work so that you know where to fix things or improve things, not only fix but improve things. So it's important to know writing parts, especially a more advanced level, because you know the very basic level like word or sentence or past tense or present tense. Yeah, so if I were to give you a labeling exercise like this, I'm sure you'll be able to get it 100% correct, because this is the very basic of learning of a language or learning something in a science class. Yeah. So by now you should get all of these 100% correct. And by knowing this, it allows you to express yourself. So by knowing the very basic of also a writing part, you can write to express yourself. Now, then as you get better, you may encounter something in a different language. Maybe you learn a new language, yeah? So then you will also learn, again, body parts in some topics on, body parts, and you learn. And you realize it's very different from your mother tongue, yeah? And then you learn from it. Okay, and this allows you then to express yourself in a new language. So a writing language is also a language form that allows you to express yourself in academic situations. Okay, so as you begin to learn deeper and be more specific in your learning, then you learn to label new things. So if you start to go to more subject classes, so this could be a science class, then you would learn the very basic of what's on the body in the inside, so the organs. And then again, you are able to express very specifically when you talk about maybe the functions of certain things in the body. Yeah? And then as you go and be more advanced, you learn then even skeletons. Maybe you want to focus on learning how to be a first aid helper, or you want to become a doctor. Then you also need to learn the deeper layer of a body part. So it's the same as in writing as well. It allows you to go deeper into that field that you are going in for a few years, so you can be better in expressing yourself. So these are just some samples to show you the different levels of learning the parts of a particular subject, so that it helps you to improve yourself. So you will be writing a lot, yes. So you do need that different level of learning and seeing. It's really important to see the parts of the writing. So here you can see a very simple, sample, and you have 3 labels, and you can definitely get all correct. Yeah. So number 1, clever, is a word. This whole thing with a punctuation at the end here allows you to know that this is a sentence, especially there's a capital K and there's a punctuation at the end. And of course, I've already given you the clue. Yeah, these are punctuations. So that's very basic. You should get this correct. Yeah, and it allows you to be confident in the writing part. So if you get it wrong, you can correct it very quickly and make amendments. And then as you learn deeper in your writing skills in school, yeah, then you need to learn more parts of a writing. Then you will learn all the tenses. Yeah, and then you learn that some of these words are called nouns. It's not just a word, but this is a noun with, then this one is a conjunction. Okay, and sometimes then you learn that some nouns in English comes with 2 different types of articles: a city, the city; a tradition, the tradition. So you learn this bit as you advance in your language. So it's the same as you advance in your writing skills. So it allows you to add creativity and expressing more confidently. So then we look at a more structured way to label things, because you need to know this to write bigger piece of work. Yeah, because the bigger piece of work consists of many sentences. So hence you need to organize. So this is a paragraph, and did you know that every paragraph has 3 parts? Yeah. So can you guess what are they called? Now, if you know the answer to this one, excellent. Yeah, give yourself a pat on your back. Otherwise, the answer would be this. Yeah, the 3 parts in the paragraph should be topic sentence, supporting sentences, and conclusive sentence. You should be able to detect that in your own writing as well, because when you see something that's not part of the paragraph, you are able then to remove it or to change it, to put a new part in and remove the one that does not belong there. And you do need to know what's the usage of this and what's the meaning of these labels. Yeah. And the parts allow you to structure your words accordingly to the reader's expectation, because academic readers expect you to have these parts. Yeah, that's the expectation. So this is a very common 4 sections in a research paper. Do you know what they mean? Have you seen this before? Yeah, so this is usually a basic guideline, the IMRD format when you write thesis paper. So then you can see they're in sections and they're not in paragraphs. Yeah, so the introductory, methodology, result, and discussion. So you go deeper as you advance in your writing. Students will be able to hand in a well-constructed thesis paper if they know this structure. So on top of the structure of a sentence, you also need to know the structure of bigger pieces of work. And then you go deeper into how to construct your writing, making sure the reading has a very smooth ride. So is there a flow? Yeah. So here I have an example to show you, and I'm asking you, are you able to look at the parts of a paragraph and explain what's going on in your own writing? Not just the context, but the functionality, the techniques of your writing. Now, I'm not giving you the level of a linguistic class. A linguistic class goes way deeper into all the positions of a sentence, a word in a sentence. This is just a very, the tip of the iceberg of looking at parts of writing. You should be able to see there is a flow in the writing. So in this sample, yes, there is a flow. Okay, you can see there is an abbreviation, and the person who wrote this has the abbreviation rule correct. And what is the abbreviation rule? Which is, if you want to introduce an abbreviation, you need to write the full word first. Then you can use the abbreviation from then on. Yeah? So that's the rule. Do you know about this? Yeah. Next one would be a particular writing style. You see a lot in academic papers, these ingredients, because this is plural of these ingredients. Sometimes you say this situation, that increase, yeah? And these are called anaphoric nouns. Now, I'm not asking you to memorize anaphoric nouns, but you should be able to see some patterns going on, because when you see them, you can use them and you know how to use them. And that's really important, because that's one of the expectations from your academic readers. They want you to be able to use these features to express yourself well. Now, on top of that, then you use keywords to link your whole paragraph. You should not have your paragraph going everywhere, they should all come together as a theme, as a team, yeah? And then, of course, some of the features like signaling words, they are also part of a way to unite your paragraph. So this is one of the label, okay? And if it's confusing, it's not too late. You just need to sit down sometimes to really know them, because it really helps you when you are editing your work, when you are proofreading your work. You can see that, oh, something's missing. Maybe I need to add that, remove this, you know. Otherwise, many students usually come to me and say, I don't know what's going on. My professor said this is not a very good work. And then I would say, well, first of all, where's your structure of paragraph? Show it to me. And some students don't know that structure, and that itself already causes chaos in your writing. Yeah. So here it says, knowing some of the writing features allow you to edit your work, change your way of expression when you realize it's wrong, or improve your own writing. So it's really important. And then if you go into more details, so you can see I have lots more label for you. If you are able to label them, you can pause the video and then, you know, try this quiz out, or otherwise we can do this together. So number one, you can see, that's an integral author. Yeah. That's the year citation. You should be able to see that, because when you see that it's missing, you say, oh no, my writing is more like a article, diary, blog writing. It's not academic writing. Yeah. You say, when there's integral author means the author is part of your sentence. So when you remove the year citation, it reads like part of a whole sentence. Yeah. Most integral author comes with reporting verbs. Okay, and then this whole piece, you can guess, it's paraphrased, because there's no direct quote inside. So you assume it's a paraphrased piece of work because there's a citation there. Yeah? So here's the next one. More. I just really want you to see that, you know, go back to your past assignment and see if you are able to label these things as well. Yeah? Because these are the parts that are needed for academic writers to use. Okay, so are you using them correctly, or are you not using them at all? That would be the question you should ask yourself. So again, you can see there's an integral author, a year citation with page number, and that's because there is a direct quote. Yeah, and according to, it's actually an introductory phrase. So there are ways to express integral authors, and there are many more. You can find it in the academic writing phrase bank, I think, academic phrase bank, and it's in our Moodle. Now we look in the paragraph section. So you can see and you read this and you say, well, right away, if you are aware of the genre and different forms of writing in different types of paragraph, then you can tell and you can answer the question number one. What type of paragraph is this? This is an introduction paragraph. Why? Because first, the topic sentence is very wide. Yeah, it seems to be, you know, giving a general view. So there it is, general topic. And then it has transitional signals for the second part that gives an outline of the essay. So this is one of the style of introduction paragraph. Yeah, introduction paragraph has a slightly more than one style. And then finally, you know, if you know introduction paragraph, the last bit's usually the thesis statement, which is your opinion of the writing. So that's one way to be able to detect that should be an introduction paragraph, because you see the parts that belongs to introduction paragraph. Let's move on a little bit deeper. Yeah, and you can see, oh, Elizabeth, you have a lot of questions there, and yes, I really want you to be able to see it, because it's really important that you know how to use these features correctly. Yeah, if you're driving a car and you don't even know how to use the car key to start the car, that means this car is useless. You can just sit there and not move and not go anywhere. Yeah, or if you know how to drive the car and it's raining and you cannot see because it's raining really heavily, and you don't know how to use the the wipers, then you will get yourself in an accident, or you have to stop somewhere and wait for the rain to stop. So you do need to know how to use them so that your academic writing becomes better. And I'm sure everyone wants to be able to, make their work better. So again, you can see here, this is an introductory phrase. Yeah, and say, oh, Elizabeth, why is this introductory? S is small here, and it's part of this, it's not a whole, this is half of a sentence. Now, it is still introductory because this is a semicolon. So ideally, if I read the previous part, it can be a full sentence, and then this can be another full sentence. But the author decides to join it because they are very close to each other, and they cannot join it with a comma because it's two independent sentences. So you join it with a semicolon. Yeah. So I'm not saying you need to be an expert, but what I've just told you, these are basic knowledge and features of academic writing. Okay, then you should be aware of them. So there are many expressions, I said it earlier, and you can find that in the academic phrase bank, and I have a copy in the Moodle. Naturally, you have the in-text citations. Sometimes these are called in-text citations. An author's surname and the year of publication, full information about the sources in the reference list. So this is just the author's surname, and then anything else is here at the bottom in the reference list. And this is an integral author. You can see there's another in-text citation, and this is called a non-integral author because the author is inside the citation, and this one, Lu, is part of the text. Next one here, very obvious, that's a direct quote. Yeah, it tells me that you have copied 100% from the original's words, yeah, original sentence. It just tells me. So if you copy 100% and does not have a quotation mark, then you can be accused of plagiarizing because you are copying and pasting someone else's work. Even if you are citing something, you still need to use the correct features of a direct quote. Okay, otherwise you're telling your reader these sentences are all yours, and in fact it's not. Okay, so you have to put the quotation marks, yeah, with direct quotes. And you do need to cite with page numbers for direct quotes because you need to show the exact location. So the style of the citation it varies between the referencing style. So you need to know your referencing style. It is your responsibility. Okay, I have help. I have workshops for referencing style. I have webinars and quizzes for referencing styles in the Moodle. You can test them out yourself. Of course, this part, when I look at the next in-text citation, it is a paraphrase or it could be a summary. Yeah. So idea from source expressed in your own words to sort of, formulate your own voice in this sentence. Okay. Still, please, when you're paraphrasing, you need to still reference and cite. Of course, anything you have referenced in your text, you need to provide full information for all the in-text citation, and usually at the end of the assignment. So that's the end of the assignment. So this is one deeper level of looking at how to check your work. Yeah. So you can double check the format you're using in our Moodle. There are guidebooks to help you as well. So let's look a little bit deeper. Is that topic sentence? Yes, you can see it there. Are there supporting sentences? Yes, You can see it there. Yeah. So on top of that, then you say, oh, I've used a semicolon and I know why I'm using it. You should be able to use it. You don't put it there because you don't have one, so you put it there. And that would be a not really helpful way to help you to, organize your writing. Is there an integration of direct quotes? Yes, you can see, there is an integration of direct quotes. With a small l, I know this is not a full sentence quote. Now, how do you know, Elizabeth? There is a format as well. So you can come for the integrating direct quotes workshop or go watch the webinar. Is there a conclusive sentence? Yes, there is one. So even for a one small paragraph, you should be able to find this and check this. When you're proofreading, don't just proofread for spelling. This can be your friend's work who helps you. But when you are proofreading yourself, you should be able to check them. Before you use the car, you must make sure it has petrol, it has battery to run the car, it has enough oil, yeah. And if there's none, these days cars are very modern, it tells you. But if you ignore these warning signs, what happened to the car? It will break down. So if you don't know these labels and these special features in your academic writing, what happened to your writing? It will break down. Okay, so what should you do? Expose yourself to these basic writing features. That is what you need to do. Know the basic academic writing features to help you. If you know this, then you can structure your work much better than your other friends because you know where to move things from here to there and switch things as well. You have a coherence and clear writing. You write accordingly with research elements such as the in-text citations, and reference lists. And you are able to write and edit your work with confidence. You're not afraid, you don't hand in your work wondering, hopefully, finger crossed, Daumendrucker, that your work comes back with good grades. You know it will, reflect the grade you deserve. And it allows your reader to read without having to guess what you're trying to say. Yeah, I really pity professors and academic readers where they spend hours trying to figure out what the person's trying to write. And it's such a horrible piece of reading, okay? Imagine you're reading a love romance story, but you could not figure out who loves who likes who, and then that's the end of the book. And then you feel really dissatisfied, and time's wasted on this. So you really want all these things to be part of your academic writing experience. So how are you going to improve this? How are you going to get help, right? So academic writing support has workshops and classes. We help you by giving you workshops, so you get to see small parts of academic writing features to help you. If you don't need it, then you don't have to attend the workshops. We also have regular writing classes. The classes have deeper discussions and deeper look at all the samples that's provided to you. Of course, if you cannot come for the workshops, then you can go and watch the webinars. All the workshops have webinars now. So there's no excuse that you say, oh, I'm not so sure about plagiarism, I don't care. Since, I can't go to the workshop. There is a webinar. The webinars are available 24 hours and it's not shutting down. So you can watch them anytime you like. We have also coaching, so if you need personal one-to-one help, some students prefer that, then you can go for this option. And then we also send out newsletters at least once a month to remind and update what's going on, remind you what's going on with academic writing support this particular month. So Before I go, just want to quickly show you, because we have new workshops this year. This is new. Paragraph organization is very important because you do need to know the structure. That's the basic foundation of writing. Okay, and then you learn deeper skills like paraphrase strategies. Paraphrasing is such a challenge to a lot of students because academic papers are not easy. You know, they have more information in one sentence and you need to fully understand. And there are strategies to help you to paraphrase well, and so that also you avoid being accused of plagiarism. Direct quotes are quite oftenly used in a long piece of work, and you need to know, to integrate them into your writing so that your writing voice remains out there instead of the quotes replacing your voice. And that's one thing you don't want to have. Yeah. Of course, then you saw just now all these labeling samples. There's always citations. So you do need to know your styles. In our faculty, we have 4 styles. So I've provided workshops every semester. We have videos and we have quizzes to help students to, be more familiar with that referencing style. And not to forget, the plagiarism workshop is necessary because students need to know the consequence of, plagiarizing someone else's work as well. So you need to fully understand and have examples of what is plagiarism. The next 2 workshops are more software workshops. Citavi is a referencing software workshop that's free if you're a student here. And I call it basic because I will only show the very basic for you to start off to use the Citavi to help you with referencing. And then last but not least, a popular formatting platform, which is the Microsoft Word. So I will point out special features to help you to format your paper better. So that's the workshop and webinars. They're all in the academic writing module. And I want to highlight the 4 classes that we have. These 4 classes are run throughout the whole year, 2 each semester. And if you want to have more descriptions about these classes and the topics in each class, please go also to the academic writing Moodle. Yeah. So the basic features is very obvious. Sculpturing your writing, again, to know more how to make your writing better. Genre writing is to know different styles of writing, because when you reach the thesis paper writing time, you should be able to write different styles, because there's no one style in a thesis paper. There are multiple styles. Research process, again, we look at different parts of a research paper. We look at the language focus, we look at the tenses, we try and understand why this part uses this tense and that tense. And it allows you to be able to see the parts so that you can clearly go into your thesis writing, without being in the dark. So a lot more things are in the Moodles, such as the manual, FAQ booklets, and many more. So do check out the Moodle. We again have office hours for coaching, so check out the office hours again in the Moodle. So if you need one-on-one help, we will be here to help you too. So here's the link and here's the QR code. So I hope this helps you to fully understand your responsibility in writing a good piece of work. Ignorance is not a bliss for academic writing. Okay, and think of the car that you want to drive, and if you don't know the parts of a car to drive, which is the simplest, is putting your key into the car to start, or putting a key near a sensor to start a car, then the whole car, which is given to you maybe, it's pretty much useless. So it's like writing. If you don't know specific features of a writing and you hand it in, it will not reflect the expectations you want from, the grade that you expected as well. So do visit my Moodle and watch some webinars. If you have any questions, please email me. We look forward to help you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.